The law of attraction is a secondary law. The primary law is law of vibration. And I first learned about the law of attraction back in 2010 when I came across the book, The Secret. And I ended up watching the documentary a few years later, probably quite a few years later, actually. And the Secret does not teach how to use law of attraction correctly, because what it kind of talks about is just think better thoughts and just think about the things you want. Don't think about the things you don't want, and you will attract it in. And that is not how the law of attraction works. Bob Proctor, who was, the master of law of attraction, we lost him in 2022. He died at the age of 87, and he was a brilliant man, and he was also in the movie The Secret. And he wasn't happy with the movie because he knew that it wasn't being taught right. So the key is shifting the focus from the law of attraction and focusing on the law of vibration, because the law of vibration is the primary law. And so what the law of vibration is it states that everything in reality, all these objects that we perceive as solid, is just energy that is vibrating. So everything is vibrating. It's in a constant state of movement. Bob Proctor would say we're in an ocean of motion. So everything moves, nothing rests. And that is including you. You vibrate as well. And so one of Nikola Tesla's famous quotes was, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So everything is energy, including you. And your body is a molecular structure that vibrates at a very high speed. So your body's putting off a vibration. And then whatever vibration your body puts off determines what you will attract back. So that's the law of attraction. So this is why we want to shift our focus from trying to use law of attraction and thinking better thoughts to get what we want, and instead focus on your own vibration. When you put the focus on your own vibration, what you attract back is going to be the side effect, right? Because the law of attraction is a secondary law. So we want to focus on our vibration, which is made up of our thoughts and feelings. Your thoughts and feelings are energy. Bob Proctor would say, feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. Now, your subconscious mind controls 95% of the outer reality. So if your subconscious mind is controlling everything, then the key is to reprogram the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind controls the vibration that your body's putting off. Now, your subconscious mind is also the emotional mind. So if the subconscious mind that's controlling everything in reality, well, 95% of everything in reality, and it's the emotional mind, and it controls your vibration, how do you think you communicate to the subconscious mind? Your emotions. So this is where we want to put our focus. We want to focus on our vibration. We want to focus on our emotional state. And it's really about getting in the body, not up in the mind thinking better thoughts. So here we have Dr. David Hawkins' scale of consciousness, which he calibrated using kinesiology muscle testing. So these are different levels of vibration. These are different frequencies that you can be tuned into. So the key to manifesting and getting the things that you want to come into your reality is, again, focusing on your vibration, but also we want to raise our vibration and make our way up this scale of consciousness. So when you're operating in these lower frequencies, all the ones in red are the negative frequencies, your electromagnetic field, so you have this electromagnetic field around your body, it can either be contracted or expanded depending on the level of consciousness you're operating in. So if you're operating in these low negative frequencies, The red circle is the electromagnetic field that's contracted. And when you're operating in these negative low frequencies, you're more matter and less energy. And so you can't really manifest and create the life of your dreams when you are more matter and less energy with a contracted electromagnetic field operating in the negative frequencies. So the key is to get into these higher frequencies, and as you get into these higher frequencies, your electromagnetic field expands, and it can expand up to 9 meters wide around the body. When you're operating up here, you're more energy and less matter. This is the key to manifesting. You want to be more energy because you can exert better results on reality. So the way you think and feel makes up your state of being or your state of consciousness or your vibration, and that creates an electromagnetic signature that influences all the atoms in the world. So atoms are the building blocks of reality. I learned this at science in like high school, right? Everything's made up of atoms. And so atoms is just energy vibrating. So everything's made up of atoms. These are the building blocks of reality. Your electromagnetic field can influence these atoms to create the reality that you want. Now here's the cool thing about atoms. It's kind of like mind-blowing. Atoms are 99.99999% empty space and 0.00001% matter. So this is why we want to focus on using our energy, which is our emotions, because emotion stands for energy and motion. It's about focusing on our vibration and using our energy to manipulate the building blocks of reality to, get the reality that we want. So it's about learning to raise vibration, and part of that can be having to healing ourselves from the painful past, letting things go that we're clinging on to, like resentment and anger towards people for doing us wrong. You want to clean out all this rubbish out of the electromagnetic field so that it's easier to raise vibration. And the key to raising vibration and expanding your electromagnetic field is getting in the heart. Most of us are sitting up here in the ego mind, and it's the ego that keeps us in these negative frequencies. So the way you can get into your heart to expand this electromagnetic field so that you're more energy and you can have better effects on reality and getting the things that you want, the key is daily meditation. Meditate every day, because through meditation, it causes your brainwaves to drop. As your brainwaves start dropping, you drop from the ego mind and into the heart. This is when your ego goes quiet. Like, if we're operating from our egos, it's always chattering away and it never shuts up. So it's just chatter, chatter, chatter. When you're in meditation and you drop out of the head and into the heart, the ego goes quiet. That's how you know you've broken through the analytical mind. That's what you're aiming for. So when you're in meditation and you have no thoughts, you're just awareness, you're just pure consciousness. That's what you're aiming for. And then from that place, it's a lot easier to feel these elevated emotions because you're in your heart. When you start feeling elevated emotions, it starts expanding that electromagnetic field. You feel pretty bloody good. Like, the feeling you get when you're operating like this, and these higher frequencies through meditation, is very addicting. And that addictive feeling is kind of like a good addiction, It's not like an addiction to alcohol. It's a good addiction, and that's what motivates me to keep meditating every day, because you feel really good. And so you want to do this daily because, one, as you're doing this, you're reprogramming yourself, because you're like a computer that runs on programs. So it's like reprogramming yourself and conditioning the body to feel these positive emotions. And it makes you far more magnetic, but you've got to learn to sustain these emotions, this higher elevated emotions. Because if you, like, let's say you go into meditation, you feel these elevated emotions, you're feeling really good, You come out of meditation, you go about your day, something upsets you, boom, you drop back down in the low frequencies. Again, that's going to stop you from manifesting and getting the results. You've got to learn to sustain the elevated emotion. You want to stay up here in the higher frequencies. So the way to do it is just committing to a daily meditation practice where you're dropping out of the head, connecting to the heart, feeling these elevated emotions, expanding that electromagnetic field. And as you do it daily, again, you're going to keep reprogramming yourself to feel this way. So the more you do it, the more you will naturally feel that way. It'll get a lot easier to sustain the elevated emotion, because that is the key to being able to manifest. And then also, while you're in meditation, because it's all about focusing on vibration, which is focusing on your emotional state. So while you're in a meditation, you just want to focus on feeling the emotions of the wish fulfilled. You already have these things. Or feel the emotions of the version of you that has the thing that you want. So for example, let's say you want this dream job and you're just not getting it. And you're like, why am I not getting it? You want to focus on, okay, how does the version of me that has the dream job, how do they think, feel, and act? And then start focusing on being that person and conditioning yourself to be that person in meditation. And through repetition, you'll naturally start becoming that person that will get the dream job. That's the key to manifestation, is focus on your vibration. Focus on your emotional state. And another tip is learn to disconnect from the external environment and what it's showing you. Because if, let's say you're wanting to manifest wealth. You're like, I need some money. I want to be rich. So you're wanting to manifest this wealth and you're doing the meditation. You're getting into these elevated emotions. You're feeling really good. But then if you're looking into the external environment, your bank account, for example, you're like, the money's not here yet, back into the negative states. So you've got to learn to stay in these elevated emotions. And part of that is learning to disconnect from the external environment and what the external environment is showing you. So even though your bank account may say $0, you just ignore it and keep doing the daily practice of feeling these emotions of having $1 million, or whatever it is you want. Keep conditioning the body to feel that way. Ignore what the outer reality is showing you. And there can be a time delay, like it can take some time before it shows up, which is why it's important to learn to maintain that state, maintain that high frequency, those elevated emotions. And yeah, just learn to disconnect from the external environment. Now, I'm going to share my own story of applying this work. So this year, I have been focused, like my main focus has been just getting my coaching business started. And I started applying, committing to daily meditation and conditioning the body since October last year, specifically for building my business, right? And so I started in October, and then during the end of the year, I was kind of like in my mind just thinking, man, I don't know how to get my coaching business started because I'm not qualified. I'm like a beginner. I just didn't know how to get started. I was experiencing some of the imposter syndrome. And I kept thinking to myself, I need to find a mentor. Like I need someone to show me the ropes. I can't just figure it out on my own. As I was like thinking these thoughts, I was doing the work. I keep conditioning my body to feel like a confident coach, imagining myself having this successful coaching business, working with people, getting results for these people, and how awesome it feels. And I was doing this every day. And then guess what happened? So I started in October, November, December, not much really happened. I just kept doing the work. But as we came into January 2024, the new year, things have just been happening all year. So the first thing that happened, I think it was towards the end of January, a mentor came to me. So I was thinking I needed a mentor. I didn't go looking for one. The mentor came to me. And it was a coach, so I was able to get one-on-one coaching with this mentor who worked with me to, help me start up my coaching business. So I started working with him from the beginning of February. As I was working with him, I was still doing the work, conditioning my body to feel like this confident coach with this amazing business. And then I attracted in my first pro bono client. I wasn't looking for one, but they came to me. I attracted it, not chasing after it, right? So the key is like you want to attract. So I got my first pro bono client. I was like, wow, that's a lot easier on me, because I feel like it's a bit harder when you're like, hey, do you want to be my first client? Do you want to be my first client? Like trying to find someone. So I was like, wow, this is making it easy. And then I had an opportunity through these other mentors that I have group coaching with. And that's Aaron Dowdy, Victor Odo, Matt Schaefer, who were running an online event of over 30,000 people, and they wanted some support coaches to help them out. And I put my hand up, I applied to be a support coach. There was about 70 applicants, and they picked about 20, 25 of us. I got picked. So I got this opportunity. And yes, I do believe that's because I've been conditioning my body to feel like this confident coach. Because I was like, why did I get picked out of 70 people, So I was like, cool, got the opportunity. They told us the top 5 support coaches will get access to their VIP group. And I wanted access. I was originally thinking about paying to get into the VIP group last year, like $5,000. And I saw these amazing coaches that I was working with, these other support coaches, and I was like, oh man, these coaches are great. I don't think I'm going to get the top 5 spot, even though I wanted it. So I did actually completely detach and let go. Like I was just like, I don't think I'm going to get it. Doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, I got into the VIP. I got picked as a top 5 support coach, and I was just like, oh wow, this is cool, because I really wasn't expecting it. So that happened. And then the next thing that happened is I got my first paying clients without trying. They came to me. So you see, I've been focusing on my vibration. I've been focusing on feeling the emotions every day in meditation, committing to it, ignoring the external environment, and just doing the internal work that needed to be done. And these things are just all year have just consistently been coming to me. I haven't needed to go chasing after any of it. I've also had a number of people just come to me showing interest in working with me and going through my coaching program. I had someone that I know who sees my content on Facebook, and they randomly messaged me like, hey, I applied something in your video and it actually worked. Do you want to be my life coach? They didn't even know that I was building my coaching business. And that's when I turned around, told them about my coaching business, and they're like, that's exactly what I need. So you see, take the focus off trying to get what you're wanting, trying to use law of attraction, thinking better thoughts, and just put the focus on your vibration. Raising vibration, and if that requires healing, do the healing work. I've been doing all this inner work and shadow work and healing myself for the last 5 years. So it helps to free up your energy and helps you to raise vibration. And then just commit to this daily meditation practice of getting in the body, getting in the heart, expanding this field, conditioning the body to feel like you have the thing that you're wanting. And you also want to feel gratitude in the body for it before you receive it, because gratitude is a high vibrational frequency as well. And just keep the focus on working on your vibration whilst training yourself to be disconnected from what the external environment is showing you. As long as you can sustain this elevated emotion, reality, the atoms that make up reality are going to start shifting so that you get what you want coming into your life. So I hope you liked this video and you got some sort of value. If you did, just let me know by hitting the like button or write me a comment. And if you like this sort of content, hit the subscribe and bell notification. Hope you have an awesome day. And I will also link a video here on how to raise vibration. So if you want to learn more about raising vibration and how to do that for yourself, there's a great follow-up video. Have an awesome day. Peace.